And today's topic, I'd like to repeat, I'd like to mention, is technology-based education is limiting students' knowledge aspirations. Today's debate will be debated for the motion by Faujdarhat Cadet College and be opposed by Majid Jarina, Foundation School and College, Saryatpur. Without further ado, I'd like to start the event by inviting the first speaker for the motion from Faujdarhat Cadet College, Chittagong, Cadet Jawad, to take the floor and start this debate.
Pixels replace chalks, screens replace boards, but connection with heart is something we cannot afford. Respected moderator, judicious panel of judges, your opponents, and obviously enlightened audience. Assalamu alaikum and a very good day to you all. Today in this first inter-school English debate competition of the year 2023, the topic that has been selected is technology-based education is limiting students' knowledge aspiration. And our staunch stand is in favor of the motion. Respected moderator, today's topic throws light on three important aspects. First, technology-based education. Second, students' knowledge aspiration. And third, the moot point of this entire debate, which happens to be if technology-based education is limiting students' knowledge aspiration or not. According to George Gayton, a renowned professor at the University of West Georgia, USA, technology-based education is the integration of instructional technology into the learning environment. And students' knowledge aspiration refers to the strong desire and insatiable thirst of students for acquiring knowledge. August House. Our relationship with technology is a bittersweet one. We relish its presence in our life, but we dread the effect it may have on our students. So I, here along with my team, will expose before you the negative impacts of technology-based education on students' knowledge aspirations. My dear opponents, technology-based education, while offering unprecedented access to information, can also inadvertently diminish our innate desire for genuine knowledge. As we immerse ourselves into the digital world, it becomes way too easy to lose sight of our primary goal, which happens to be learning. Technology-based education, or in short, EdTech, is not a magic bullet for every situation. Now, let us look back to the dreadful period of COVID-19 pandemic when the whole world was bound within four walls. As a result, schools were shut down, students had no other option but to use their technological devices to attend classes. And not only that, but it had terribly impacted the academic integrity around the entire world. According to the English popular, The Guardian, 2023, impact on academic integrity has been observed around the entire world. Contract cheating, academic file sharing, and also exam cheating were identified as problematic. With remote learning, cheating had become far easier for students. And not only that, my dear moderator, it has to be mentioned about the fact that students were extremely in the blurred side of the educational world. My dear opponents, I'm sure you know about Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Sundar Pichai, and all of these well-known tech billionaires. But I'm here to remind you of the fact of these great popularities, peoples, of their notion for their school-going children. Bill Gates did not let his children use any cell phone until they reached 14. He said, I quote, "Technology is just a tool in terms of making our kids work together, and the teacher is the most important." I quote. In a report with New York Times 2011, with Nick Bilton as the reporter, Steve Jobs said he had limited his children from using the newly released iPads, and not only that, but he even limited his children to use smartphone at home. Again, in a report with 2011 New York Times, Sundar Pichai said that he did not let his 11-year-old son use any cell phone, and not only that, he even limited his children to watch television at home only. My dear opponents, then why do you think that Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and all these great personalities imposed such restriction on their school-going children? Do you think that they failed to realize that they were limiting their children's knowledge aspiration by preventing them from using technological devices? Question remains, and please do answer, my dear opponents. My dear opponents, the attraction for forbidden things is the inborn tendency of human beings. I'm sure you know. But I have to mention about the fact that students cannot go on uninterrupted studying in the virtual platform due to the reasons of unwanted ads. Sometimes obscene ads slow down their screen while studying and divert their attention, let alone the scope of intentionally browsing up those sites. So how can you check whether these students are studying or enjoying those obscene sites? I'm not sure what questions you might have and answers you might give, my dear opponents, but I have to say about the fact that these students cannot go on while studying. But Einstein answered long ago, I quote, "I fear the day will arrive when technology will surpass all human interaction. But then the world will have a generation of idiots. Respected moderator, last but not least, I have to mention about the fact that the greatest son of our soils defeated the Pakistani modernized technology, what army, with their sheer will and aspiration instilled into them by the greatest teacher, the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. And our friends might also suggest that in our classroom, we are using multimedia projectors and other advanced technologies. But my friends, these are only teaching aid, and not the teaching aid, but the teacher's innovative way of teaching is the only way to ignite the spark of students' knowledge aspiration. And we have to mention also about the fact that these are extremely needed. Not the teaching aid, again, not the teaching aid, but the teacher's the teacher's teaching way is the only way to create spark in the students. With this, I'd like to conclude my speech here. Thank you. Thank you all.